Hi guys,
Hello.
welcome back.
What do we have for today?
Am I the asshole?
Yes.
Okay. Am I the asshole for evicting my deceased brother's fiance? My brother passed away recently and he had a live in partner, fiance. Both of my parents have passed, and so did my sister. So this person's very lonely. So that leaves me being the next of kin. The house my brother lived in was my grandparents' house. He purchased it in 2021 after they passed away. We grew up in that house, and I have a massive connection to that home. It's the only thing I have left of my family. I'm the only one left. Since I'm the next of kin, I inherited the house. I offered his partner, let's say his name is Steve, that he could continue to live there if he paid the mortgage and the property taxes. Similar to renting, Steve said he couldn't afford it and asked me to sell instead. He requested information on the kind of profits he would be receiving inheriting from the house. I told him, even if he wasn't living there, I inherit the house. I won't be selling and he won't be inheriting any money from it. He demanded that I sell and that he would take me to court over inheritance. I plead to his sensibilities. This was my family home. He was my only connection to my brother, and he refused. So I offered to pay for an apartment for him for a year, since I'm also my brother's named life insurance beneficiary. Steve demanded everything, including the life insurance, despite me telling him I'm named. I told him he wasn't getting anything and needed to leave my family house after he threatened to take me to court a second time. He refused, so I filed for eviction. Am I the asshole? I was also told to add to my post. Steve and my brother were together for 6 years, engaged for two prior to his death. My brother and I had talked a few months before his death about how sure they were engaged, but he was probably never going to get married. Not sure if this was due to the new administration and the concerns around how the same sex marriage laws may change, or if his relationship was rocky. 1 year prior to my brother's death, he got a new job and named me as his life insurance beneficiary after they were already engaged. Common law doesn't exist in my state, and Steve never paid into the house at all. My brother paid all of their bills. I paid the mortgage on my family home for the last year, and I just recently talked to Steve after the estate went through probate. I can't afford to pay both mortgages regularly.
So, what do you think?
So this is kind of complicated because the fiance, right, was with the partner for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And if they were married, right, he would get something. But it's also the grandma's home. So it's not like the partner just bought that house and they lived together and now he died and the sister wants to take over, right? No, that's not the case. The case is that this was the family home, not even like her parents, her grandparents. So this is generational house.
Mm-hmm.
And it belongs to her now. But you don't want to leave the fiance homeless. And she said, "Okay, you could stay there. You just have to pay the mortgage and the taxes." But in the same way, that's a lot of. Okay, give me your opinion.
I'm waiting for your opinion.
It's a lot because I'm thinking. So is she the asshole? In a way, I don't think so because she gave a lot of ways to go about it, right? And she also said like I'll pay a year in another apartment
Mm-hmm.
that is smaller if you can. So that makes her not the asshole. She'll pay for another apartment. But do I think he should get something? Sure. But then again, like why did the brother name her the beneficiary?
It's him.
Yeah. Why did the brother name her the beneficiary
Mm-hmm.
if he knew that he had a partner that if something happened, he would be left with nothing. So there's something there. Let me think about it. Give me your opinion, and I'll give you more.
Yeah, I think in this case is pretty straightforward, at least in my point of view. The fact that they've been together for 6 years and the brother and the fiance or whatever
Partner, yeah.
the, decided not to include in the life insurance, it's a telltale like tell sign that
It's a red flag.
I think the relationship for some reason the guy wasn't thinking that the other person was the person that they want to be for the rest of his life, because otherwise why not just, even if you don't want to put it the whole thing right in the life insurance, you can put a multiple
Divide.
beneficiaries. You put that person as like, oh, you got half, my sister got half, and you have no claim to the house, or you have claim on my part of the house, you divide with my sister. There's multiple ways to go about that, but the fact that he didn't do any of that, it makes it easier for the sister to deal with it, because 6 years together is enough time
To know if you're
for,
gonna be the
yeah,
person.
no, and to legally speaking putting the ducks in a row, right? Like, okay, I don't want to get married, but I'm being long enough with that person that I want to share whatever I have in case if I die.
And
And
secure them.
yeah, but if the brother didn't do that, it's a big red flag. So for me, my opinion is, let's say the brother had, just for example, $500,000 life insurance. Give the guy, the fiance, 100,000 here. Uh, this is for you to start over your life, which is enough for you to leave for a year or two, and adios. And it's not my obligation now to be supporting my brother's fiance if he chooses not to do so.
Yeah.
And the guy has no claim as a generational home and over the generational home, because it's their grandparents, and obviously uh, it will go to the survivor.
What I didn't understand, because from what it says, that the brother had purchased the grandparents' home in 2021. So that means
It probably what
he
happens is
he bought his
the,
share,
yeah, but no,
her
bought
share,
somebody else share of the house. If maybe it's
like cousins.
yeah, whatever, and it belongs to him right now. And then since he died, the sister was the only survivor on the family. She took over and she was paying the mortgage payments, and now it's time to the fiance to stand on his own. Yeah, give him some money, like, okay, here,
Yeah, don't leave him dry.
yeah, don't leave it dry, get a share of the life insurance. And I'm sorry that happens, but you cannot make the sister the one responsible to support, while just because you.
Yeah, and it's strange because a year prior, he had the chance to put him in the will or put him in the life insurance, but he decided to not, right?
Hmm.
He decided not to do that. So that's kind of strange. And I wonder what he died of.
Yeah,
Because
if it was something that, for example, if they had cancer, right, that it progresses, the brother had enough time to make a will and decide how much it goes to each one of
yeah.
their thing. But yes, if it's a car accident that it died out of nowhere,
Yeah.
but if it was the case that he had some time knowing that the brother was going to die,
And
he had the enough time to do something about it, and he chose not to do. So it's not up to the sister to go and now and
fix it.
fix it. the problem.
True.
So I think in this case, the sister is not an asshole. I think she could help. If she
But she
can.
wants to. She said, "I'll." So she told him, "I'll pay for another apartment for 1 year,
Yeah.
the rent." But he's like, "No, go sell the house."
So yeah, so I don't give you anything.
Exactly.
If you don't want my help, and if you wanna go
You
and
want to feel entitled.
yeah, so okay, fine. You don't get even a year. I give you a month. Go. That's it. Because I'm trying to help. You don't want to. You don't want to help. You want more than uh, you're ever will be entitled to. Even if you sue the sister, the you know, if there is no common law, it belongs to the sister. It doesn't belong to the guy. And the brother had the chance to do something, and he didn't do. So if the Steve guy doesn't want to get the help,
He should
go on
just,
your own. Yeah, do whatever you want to do on your own. And adios. What do you think?
and it's sad, right? Because it's that
It's, it's sad, but it happens a lot because people forget to write their wills and forget to, especially when they are not married. Because if they're married, like for example, we are married in Florida, you're entitled to whatever I have anyway. So if I die, but some states are a little bit different. So in that whatever state they were from, uh, they didn't have this common law, and now it's up to the guy, to the brother. It's not up to the sister to fix that issue. So yeah, bye. Stop being entitled.
the entitlement on a
Yeah,
lot of these
like
things are like crazy.
every time that it gets like inheritance is a pain in the ass. I have issues with my family when my dad passed away and when my grandpa passed away, and I end up getting nothing from both cases because of other people's entitlement and my not desire to fight for stupidity and whatever. But that's a different story.
Oh, just really quick. This is one. If so, the grandparent decided to give an apartment to all his granddaughters when they turned 15,
Mm-hmm.
but he was assassinated,
Mm-hmm.
and only one of them he was able to give the apartment because she had turned 15, but all of them were younger.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the grandmother should somehow give the other granddaughters an apartment?
I think the grandmother is entitled to do whatever she wanted to do because that was the desire of the grandfather,
Not the grandma.
not the grandma. The grandma, it's a different person. If she decides to do something different, she does something different. Too bad for the other kids that he died before he's fulfilling his uh, promise. But at the same time, if he left a will saying all whatever property we have, uh, the grandkids when they turn 15, they're gonna be entitled to this piece or that. Like had established in the will the share of each of the grandkids on the inheritance is a different story. But if he didn't and he died before, it's one of those things that in life, like you have a plan, but you only fulfill part of the plan. Uh,
Toughen
does
up, buttercup.
yeah, shit happens, and if you can do, you can do, and if you could, lucky the kid that got the apartment. The other ones,
Do you think the oldest granddaughter should do something and give to the other cousins?
no,
No.
I don't think that's between the grandfather and the grandkids, and unfortunately for the other ones, they were not.
Old enough.
Yeah, they're
I
not
miss.
old enough, but it is what it is. And if the grandma decided to put in the will, like, okay, the other one's gonna get whatever is left, um, whatever share she wants to give is her problem, but she doesn't have the obligation to fulfill the grandfather's idea. I think that was his idea, and the idea died with him.
Cool. Alrighty,
Yeah,
guys.
that was what you think, and I hope you like our videos and
Subscribe.
subscribe and give us a like. Bye.
Ciao.